Hello students, how are you? Now today I continue the topic error analysis by taking some examples based on absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage relative error. I am taking one example here. The refractive index of water is found to have a values 1.29, 1.33, 1.34, 1.35, 1.32, 1.36, 1.3 and 1.33. There are total 8 values are given for a refractive index of water. We have to calculate mean value of refractive index, mean absolute error, fractional error and percentage error. Now I am going to start from the section A. Mean value of refractive index. Now we have to find the mean value. For mean value, refractive index symbol is mu. Mu m, this is a mean value of refractive index. That is a summation of all refractive index. Mu 1 plus mu 2 plus mu 3, mu 4, mu 5, mu 6, mu 7 and mu 8 upon the number of refractive index given as 8. Put the values here. The values are 1.29 plus 1.33 plus 1.34 plus 1.35 plus 1.32 plus 1.36 plus 1.30 plus 1.33. The total 8 values are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 upon 8. When we add these values, we get the addition of these values 10.62 upon 8 and our answer is 1.33. So the mean value for the refractive index is 1.33. Now for the second case, we have to find the mean absolute error. For finding the mean absolute error, first of all we have to find the absolute error. So for section B I am taking here, for absolute error we have to find individual values of absolute error mod delta 1 mu 1, or we have write the mod delta mu 1 as mu m minus mu 1. What is the value of mu m? 1.33 minus mu m 1 is given 1.29. This is 0.04. Similarly, mod delta mu 2, mu m minus mu 2. Mu m is 1.33 minus mu 2 is 1.33. This will be 0. Mod mu 3, mu m minus mu 3. Mu m is 1.33 and mu 3 is 1.34. This become minus 0.01, but we all know that this is an absolute value, so we take as positive value here 0.01. Okay. Now mod mu 4, mu m minus mu 4. Mu m is 1.33 and mu 4 is given 1.35. That is again minus 0.02. So we have taken the positive value because modulus is there. Mod mu 4 is 0.02. Now for I am going to write here mod mu 5, mu m minus mu 5. That is mu m is 1.33 and mu 5 is 1.32. That is 0.01 positive value. Mod mu 6, mu m minus mu 6. This is 1.33 minus 1.36. That is minus 0.03 or its positive value 0.03. Okay. Now for mod mu 7 and mod mu 6, mu 8. So for mod mu 7, this is mu m minus mu 7, 1.33 minus mu 7 is 1.30. This is 0.03. And last, mod mu 8. This is again mu m minus mu 8. This will be 1.33 minus 1.33. This will be 0. So these are indivisible absolute value, and we have to find the mean absolute value. So we have to find mu m as mod mu 1 plus mod mu 2 plus mod mu 3 plus mod mu 4 plus mod mu 5 plus mod mu 6 plus mod mu 7 plus mod mu 8 upon 8, right? So when we add these all values, we get the answer as, putting the values here, the values are mu m, the first value we have find 0.04, plus second value we have find 0, third value we have find 0.01, fourth value 0.02, fifth value 0.03, sixth value 0.01, sixth value 0.03, seventh value 0.03, and eighth value 0 upon 8. After solving, we get the value mu m as 0.0175, and if we take this value, this is around 0.02. So our mean absolute error will be 0.02. Okay. Now the third part, fractional error and percentage. Now for the fractional error, we have the formula for finding the fractional error, delta m, which is equal to what the value is, mu m, right? The delta m is what? Delta m is, our value is delta mu upon mu m. Delta mu we get the value as 0.02, and mu m have a value 1.3. This is the mean absolute value upon mean value. So here we get the value as 0.015 and approximate as 0.02. After rounding off, we get the value 0.02. Okay. And last D part, percentage error. So for the percentage delta, we have to multiply 0.02 by 100. So we get 2%. So these are the solutions for all three cases, for mean absolute error and mean value of the refractive index, fractional error and percentage error. Okay. Now question number 2. In successive measurement, the reading of period of oscillation of simple pendulum were found to be 2.63, 2.56, 2.42, 2.71 and 2.80. Again we have to calculate mean value of periodic oscillation, absolute error in each measurement, mean absolute error, relative error, percentage error, and one more thing here, express the result in proper form, right? After finding all these values, I am going to tell you about how to make a proper form for the measurement condition. Okay. Now start from mean value of periodic oscillation. The first is mean value of periodic oscillation. Right? Here we have to find the mean value. So for the solution, A part, mean value of the periodic oscillation. So we can write the mean value for the periodic oscillation. Here we have to find the time. So we have write as a T. So mean value, or add all the given values, T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. 5 values are given, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 upon 5. Right? Put the values here, 2.63 plus 2.56 plus 2.42 plus 2.71 plus 2.80 upon 5. right? When we solve these values, we get 13.12 upon 5, and this is 2.62 seconds. Okay, 2.62 seconds. So here we find the mean value for the periodic. The mean value will be 2.62 seconds. Now for the second case, we have to find absolute values in different measurement. There are we have 5 readings here. So absolute value mod delta T1 for the first case, that is T mean minus T1. Okay, T mean we have already find as 2.62 and the first value is given here 2.63. Our answer is minus 0.01, but we have take the modulus here, so we write the positive value 0.01. Okay, now second delta T2, this is Tm minus T2. Tm is 2.62 as we find out earlier, minus the second value is 2.56. This value will be 0.06. The second is delta T3, Tm minus T3. Tm is 2.62, T3 is 2.42. This is 0.1. 2.42, this is 0.2. Okay, right. Delta T4, Tm minus T4, that is 2.62 minus 2.71. 2.62 minus 2.71, this is minus 0.09, or we can write 0.09. Okay, now the last value delta T5, Tm minus T5. Tm is 2.62, T5 2.80. What value we get here? 0.18. So these are following absolute values for the different measurement condition. Now I am going for the third case. Now for the case third, mean absolute value. Now here we have to find the mean absolute value. So for mean absolute value, that is delta Tm, we can write delta T1 plus delta T2 plus delta T3 plus delta T4 plus delta T5 upon 5. Put the values. Delta T1 we have to find 0.01, delta T2 0.06, delta T3 0.2, delta T4 0.09, delta T5 0.18 upon 5. After solving we get 0.108 second, that is approximate we can write 0.11 second. So the value of delta Tm, the mean absolute value, is 0.11 second. Okay, now I am going for the next D part. We have to find relative error. For the relative error, delta, the formula is mean absolute value upon mean value. So we have mean absolute value 0.11 and mean value 2.62. After solving we get 0.04198. Rounding off this value we get the 0.04. Okay, so the relative error is 0.04. Right, now the E part says percentage error. For the percentage error, that is the value of 0.04 multiplied with 100, we get it as 4%. So here we solve the relative error value, that is 0.04, and the percentage. Now for the last part, E, to express the proper form. Here we want to express the quantity which we measure, that is the time. So we write the time as their mean value, right, plus minus error in terms of relative error. Okay, so if you want to write proper form, you have to write the mean value plus minus why? Because error must be positive or negative error, add or subtract, plus the error value. So here the proper form is 2.62 plus minus 0.11, right? If you want to write express in percentage, percentage form, so you can write in terms of percentage as 2.62 the mean value plus minus percentage relative error. How much you get the percentage relative error? That is 4%. So here this is expression in terms of percentage, and this is a normal expression. How you write the expression? The mean value plus minus the relative error which you find. The relative error you find at 0.11. So answer is 2.62 plus minus 0.11, or in terms of percentage 2.62 plus minus 4%. Okay. Hope you understand how to solve the problem based on absolute error, relative error, percentage error, mean error, as well as how you express the quantity. Right. Now I am going to take a new topic here, that is a combination of error. In this condition, we have take the 4 combinations. Normally we have 4 combinations. Either the physical quantities are in addition form, either the physical quantities are in subtraction form, either they are product form, or either they are in quotient form or division form. So we have to find, in the case of combination of error, we have to find when the quantities are in summation form, how we can calculate the error value. Quantities are in difference form, how we can calculate the error values. Quantities are in product form, how we can calculate the error values, as well as if the quantities are in division forms, how we can calculate its error value. Now in a case 1, I am going to take error of addition. Now in the case 1, I am taking error of addition. Okay, error of addition or error of sum, or you can write as error of sum. So what it means? It means there are 2 physical quantities and they are in summation form, right? Suppose we have 2 physical quantities A and B, right? Now A and B are 2 physical quantities, and these physical quantities, if we want to express in the terms of error, we can express as A plus minus delta A and B plus minus delta B. This is its expression form, in which the physical quantity value, exact value or mean value, as well as their error value are mentioned here. Now if I am saying another quantity in their combination, Z is equal to A plus B. It means when we add these 2 physical quantity, we get the summation as Z, and we have to find how much the error in this, the new, after addition of these 2 physical quantity, how much the value of error we have obtained. Now if we assume the A and B are the summation and that is equal to Z, if Z is expressed as Z plus minus delta Z. This is a form of expression for Z, actual value plus error. So we write this expression in terms of their expression value. We can write Z plus minus Z is equal to A plus minus delta A plus B plus minus delta B. Okay. Now these are the A and B are actual values, we collected as A plus B. Okay, plus minus we can write, or we can write plus. Here we can write delta A plus minus delta B. Okay, when we add delta A plus minus delta B. So here Z is equal to A plus Z plus delta Z is equal to A plus B, right? Delta A plus minus delta B. Now if we compare both sides, this Z is how much? We gave the Z equal to A plus B, that is this much. So what about the delta Z? Yes, delta Z will be delta A plus minus delta B. So we write in the case of addition, the error delta Z is equal to delta A plus minus delta B. Right? So if the two quantities are in summation form or addition form, their error is written as delta A plus minus delta B. Now, the important point in this condition, the maximum, how you write the maximum possible error, right? Maximum possible error. Maximum possible error, right? If you want to maximum possible error in Z, we can write maximum possible error delta Z equal to delta A plus delta B. This is the maximum possible error. Now, important points. Important point. What are the important points? Right? The important point is one. First point is that the error in the case of addition always expressed in the absolute form. Mean absolute form. Okay? Error. Here we have write delta A, delta B. And what about the delta A? Delta is about for the absolute values, right? So when we take the case of addition, we write the error in terms of their absolute value. The first point. Second point, always when you write any expression, always in the expression, the error content is always in their maximum form. You cannot use the subsection there. You cannot use the subsection there. Okay, students? No, so whenever you have to write the expression, you always take the maximum possible error. That is, you have to add the error value. Never subtract the error value. Always, we have always find the maximum condition. How much error is generated in that experiment. So maximum means we always add the content, add the absolute value. Right? So here the note point is always write the error in its maximum possible condition. Maximum possible condition in the expression. Right? And second point, this is the first point. Second note point is what? In addition, error is in form of absolute error. Error in form of absolute error. Hope you understand this topic. If we have now I am going to take one problem to show that how you write this conditions, how you can write this condition. I am showing by the help of one problem. Okay. Now I am going to take one example to show you how you write the expression. Here I am taking an example. Two resistance R1 100 plus minus 3 ohm and R2 200 plus minus 4 ohm are connected in series. What is their equivalent resistance? I know you all know how to find the equivalent resistance. You learned it in the class 10, the chapter electricity. Now for equivalent resistance, if I am saying equivalent resistance is R, then in case of series, we have to add these two resistance. Now put their expressions. For R1, 100 plus minus 3 ohm plus what about R2? 200 plus minus 4 ohm. Right? Now these are absolute value. You take the absolute value 200 plus 200. Now as I told you, in the case of error, you have always write their maximum possible value. So you, in the case of error, error is 3 and 4. Here you can write 3 plus 4. Don't use minus sign, right? So what about the total resistance? 300 plus minus 7 ohm. 300 plus minus 7 ohm. Okay, this is the answer for this question. Hope you understand. what about how to write the error? Error in always in maximum possible form. Now I am going to case 2, that is the error of difference. Now the second case, error of difference. Again, suppose we have two physical quantities. Two physical quantities, that is A and B, right? Now if we write A and B physical quantities along with their error, we can write A plus minus delta A for first physical quantity and B plus minus delta B for second physical quantity. Now here we take a difference, so that assume Z is equal to A minus B. Their difference of two physical quantities equal to Z. Now if we express Z in their error form, now express Z, then we can write, how you can write, Z plus minus delta Z. Yes. Now if we express this equation in terms of error, we can write Z plus minus delta Z equal to A plus minus delta A minus B plus minus delta B. Okay. Now take the absolute terms in a one bracket, A minus B, plus minus delta A. Here minus sign goes inside, it becomes minus plus delta B. So we can express Z plus minus delta Z. Now this much quantity A minus B is what? Z. So what about the delta Z? The delta Z is delta A minus plus delta B, right? So here delta Z is equal to delta A minus plus delta B. But always remember, we have always take the maximum possible value. So again, in the case of error, we always use the addition form, never use the negative form, right? So I am going to write here, for maximum possible error, in Z, the maximum possible error is delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B. So either for the case of addition or for the case of difference, the error values are always in addition form. Whereas the absolute value you can add in the case of sum and make a difference or subtract in the case of subtraction. But the error value always take in the form of maximum possible error condition, right? So again in this case, the similar two notes are there. The first note is the in the case of error, it always take in a maximum possible condition, and second, always write in the terms of absolute error. Okay. Now I am going to take another example to explain it again. Now I am taking another question. If L1 equal to 10 plus minus 0.1 centimeter and L2 is equal to 9 plus minus 0.1 centimeter. There are a physical quantity length and two values of length are given in their proper form, accurate value and error value. Now we have to find the sum, difference and percentage. Here we have to find sum, difference and percentage. So for the sum, right? For the case of sum, how you can write the sum? Sum is L1 plus L2. Sum is L1 plus L2. So L1 plus L2 is written as 10 plus minus 0.1 plus 9 plus minus 0.1. Now, as I told you earlier, the accurate values are add or subtract. So here I am taking addition, so we can write 10 plus 9 plus minus 0.1 plus 0.1, because here we take in the case of error always maximum possible error. So we always use the addition. Now finally summation we can write 19 plus minus 0.2 centimeter. This is the addition sum. Now for the difference. Understand this case. Now for the difference. Now here write L1 minus L2. So L1 minus L2, 10 plus minus 0.1 minus 9 plus minus 0.1. Accurate value have to subtract 10 minus 9. But the error values always add, so we use 0.1 plus 0.1. What about the final result? I am going to write here. What about the final result for difference? The final result for difference 1 plus minus 0.2. So this is a form of summation and this will be the form of subtraction. Now lastly we have to find the error. Error is what? Error is mean absolute value upon mean value. So in this case you have to check, this is what? The mean absolute value, and this is what? The mean value. So we have to find the error. Now third case, error. How you can find the error? How you can find the error? Now I am going to write the percentage error. So for the percentage error, for sum, for the case of sum. What about the percentage error for the sum? Sum, the value is 0.2 upon 19 multiplied by 100. This is 1.05%. Okay, percentage error for difference, right? Absolute value 0.2, accurate value 1 multiplied by 100. This is 20%. So the error condition for the sum is 1.05% and in the case of difference is 20%. Hope you understand the today's topic, the how to solve the numerical based on absolute error, percentage error, as well as I am taking the two conditions for the combination of error, or you can find the summation as well as for the subtraction. Okay, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel Physics Clinic. Have a nice day.